Women in science you haven't heard of, Alice Augusta Ball. Alice was born in 1892 in Washington in the US. She was an African-American chemist who revolutionized leprosy treatment. Alice was the first woman and the first African-American to receive a master's degree from the University of Hawaii and the first female chemistry professor at the university. Alice co-published a 10-page article in a highly respected scientific journal, and not only an uncommon accomplishment for a woman, but especially for a black woman at this time. Because of her understanding of the chemical makeup of plants, she was approached by a surgeon at the Leprosy Investigation Station at the US Public Health Service in Hawaii. Here they are working on treatments for leprosy. Hansen's disease, also known as leprosy, is a chronic infectious disease caused mainly by a type of bacteria. Before the 20th century, leprosy patients were often segregated in colonies or asylums with few effective treatments available for them. Leprosy was a highly stigmatized disease with virtually no chance of recovery. Between 1866 until 1969, over 8,000 people who were diagnosed with leprosy were exiled to a Hawaiian island and left to die there. Most of these people were native Hawaiians. At the time, there was an option for treatment. It was called chalmugra oil, but it wasn't very effective. Every method of application had some kind of problem. It was too sticky to be put directly on the skin. It wasn't absorbed properly when injected, and trying to take it orally induced vomiting and other symptoms. This is where Alice comes in. At the age of only 23, Alice basically developed a more effective injectable form. This was known as the Ball method. It was the only working treatment for leprosy until antibiotics were invented. After Alice passed away a year later, a colleague took credit for her work, naming it after himself as the Dean method, and this was how it was known for a long time. So Alice was largely forgotten in the scientific record for almost 90 years. Even the University of Hawaii, where she studied and worked, failed to recognize her work for decades. In only very recent years has this changed. In 2024, a bust sculpture of Alice was placed in the Hamilton Library. The Ball method was used until the 1940s and saved over 8,000 people from exile and immense suffering. Alice sadly unexpectedly passed away in 1916 at the young age of 24 with the cause of death unknown. Alice's story is a perfect example of black women excelling in STEM and contributing to scientific progress and then being forgotten and ignored. So this International Women's Day recognised black excellence and contribution to science by sharing the story of the incredible woman who was Alice Augusta Ball.